Welcome to Python Basics with EJD. Still talking about Python packages. I'll be looking at PyTorch for neural networks in this case. In the last video, we had considered TensorFlow and Keras for machine and deep learning. Before that, we looked at scikit-learn, which takes care of machine learning basics. Okay, let's dive into this and see what it holds. So, introduction to PyTorch. We need to understand that PyTorch is an open source deep learning framework developed by Facebook's AI Research Lab, and it provides a flexible and dynamic computation graph that makes it especially user-friendly for research and experimentation. So the core features include the fact that it has tensors, which are multidimensional arrays, similar to NumPy, but with GPU acceleration. So it's more like NumPy arrays with some advanced features, so to speak. So then you have Autograd, which is for automatic differentiation system. Then you have torch.nn for high-level module. It's a high-level module rather for building neural networks, and torch.optim, which are optimizers for gradient-based learning. Right. In case you're interested in knowing some of the theory behind some of these things, I have playlists on numerical analysis and of course numerical optimization techniques that can be very helpful to decipher the theory behind some of these ideas like gradient-based optimization and things like that. Then we have tensors and autograd. So for tensors, right, like we said, they are similar to NumPy arrays, but with GPU support. They can be scalars, vectors, matrices, or higher dimensional tensors. So, I mean, rank 0 is scalar, rank 1 is vectors, rank 2, we talk about matrices. Operations, tensor operation include element-wise addition, multiplication, matrix multiplication, reshaping, and things like that. As we can see, a Python implementation right here. Of course, here you just import torch. Well, maybe it's not common to use aliases with this, so we just import torch. But of course, you can import torch as TR or TC or TH or TO, whatever you like. But of course, all you just need to know is that when you now get here now, you have to call it that alias. But if you don't have alias like this, we just use torch.tensor, torch.tensor. So here now we are declaring matrices. Yeah, matrices we can say because that's now a list of lists like that. So you have X, you have Y, and then you can do basic operations like adding adding X to Y. That would be like you have 1 plus 3. Oh no, sorry, that's 1 plus 5, 6, 2 plus 6, 8, and then so that's like 6, 8, 10, 12, I believe. So when you print that, now you get that result. Then you can also do matrix multiplication. So basic stuff like that, and we get the result. Of course, usually when we run for the first time, it takes a bit of time. That's in Google Colab, like that. So once it's ready, we see the results of the matrices you have declared. Yeah, so we have that. So like I said, that's 6, 8, 10, 12. 6, 8, 10, 12 like this. And then when we do the multiplication, we have 17, 23, 39, 53. So if you don't understand how these things work, my very first playlist on this channel is on matrices. So I have like, I think about 21 or 22 videos on matrices like that. So you want to check that out to understand matrices deeply because matrices form the bulk of what we call coding or programming, right? It's all about using arrays to do your job more efficiently. So talking about Autograd, PyTorch tracks operations on tensors with what we call requires underscore grad equals true. It requires a computational graph that enables backpropagation. So gradients can be computed with dot backward, and we have that kind of example right here. So you can have a simple function. You have A is torch.tensor2 requires grad true, B torch.tensor3 requires grad true also. And then you can have f to be a squared plus 3b, right? A squared plus 3b. What do you expect that to be? So, well, if it is that two directly, that's a 4 plus 3, 7. But I'm not sure if that's what the function is really about. So then you can then compute the gradient. So if you compute the gradient here, you have f dot backward, that gives you that. And then you can print a dot grad, b dot grad. So you get the derivative. So this is like a squared plus 3b is that. So df dA will now be 2a while the FDB will just simply be 3. Okay, I think that's what it does. So you have this function and then you can differentiate. Great. So here it's 2a. So if you multiply the 2a by, if a is 2 now, 2 times 2 is 4. That's why we have this 4 here. And when you differentiate a squared plus 3b with respect to b, you get 3. So, I mean, there's no place for b, so it's already a constant. So you just get tensor 4, tensor 3, like that. Then we can have neural networks with torch.nn. So the building blocks in this case include nn.module, which is a base class for all models. You have nn.linear, which is fully connected dense layer. Then you have nn.relu, nn.sigmoid, nn.softmax. These are common activation functions. And then you have nn.sequential, which is quick way to stack layers into a model. All right, so we have a simple example right here. So you have import torch.nn as nn. So that's, we use alias for this. So a simple feed forward network. So you have model is nn sequential, and then you have nn linear 2 by 4. That's input size 2, hidden size 4. And then nn relu, that doesn't require this. And then nn linear again, you have 4 by 1, output size 1. And then you have nn sigmoid. And then if you print this model now, you just have this. So you have your model sequential linear in features 2, out features 4, bias true. ReLU linear in features 4, out features 1, bias is true, sigma. So this is a simple torch.nn kind of neural network. Then we have custom models. You can subclass NN module for flexibility. So when we talk about in terms of custom models like that. So here now we have a Python framework, a Python code for that. So we have class simple neural network, so to speak, an NN module. So you are defining an object kind of thing, object-oriented programming kind of thing. So you have this class called simple NN, and then you have the initialization function right here. So you have super, simple NN, self, init. So it's like it's inheriting some other function before it. And then you have self.fci, this, and all of this. Then you have another function called forward. So you have self and x. So x is self.fc1. So if you do all that and you just run the model simple nn, you get, I mean, nothing shows up here. Are we supposed to get answers next? Okay. Yeah, we can print the model. Interesting. Yeah. Let's print the model and see what, yeah. So now we can print the model. We have all of these things, right? So that's the power of AI right there. So training loops and optimizers. So we have loss functions. You have nn.mse loss regret. So for regression tasks, you have nn.cross entropy loss for classification tasks. Then you have nn.bce loss for binary classification. Then you have the criterion nn.mse loss. So let's see what we can do with this. Okay, AI is not giving us anything. So criterion nn.mse loss. Okay. All right. So let's see what this gives us when we run it on its own. Nothing special, nothing special. Okay, that's all we got. Training loops and optimizers now. So talking about optimizers, we have SGD. So you have torch.optim.sgd. We have Adam, torch.optim.adam, others, RMS prop, Autograd, etc. So here, imports. I don't use PyTorch, by the way, so full disclosure. So I'm just introducing it generally. So import torch.optim as optim. Then for optimizer, you have optim.sgd and all these things. And we do this and see what that gives. It may not really output any result, but let's see how it goes. And let's see if we can complete it. We get some suggestions from AI. Okay, no suggestions. Okay, then we can go to training loop. So the training loop involves forward pass, compute loss, backward pass, that's loss of backward, and update weight, optimizer.step, and zero gradient, optimizer.zero grad. And here now we have all these tensor declared. We have some dummy data set like that. So x equals torch.tensor, and you have 0 point, you have this whole matrices, y also this. Then you can now do criterion nn.mse loss, optimizer is optimsgd model parameters. Then you can now do the training for epoch in range 1000, forward pass, output is model x, loss criterion this, backward pass, all of this. So of course we have epochs here, but I don't think it's going to be as time wasting as what we had on that tensor softload.keras. I mean, it's all done now. In 200 epochs, we get this. In 1,000 epochs, we already get 0.2501. So that's like the minimal loss you can have, because the loss is, so the epochs are running around, so we can get the least loss possible, like that. So some key takeaways here is that tensors are the foundation of PyTorch, right? And Autograd automatically handles differentiation. Torch.nn provides ready-made building blocks for networks. Training loops with optimizers enable learning by backpropagation. And this brings us to the end of this very interesting and short video on and a kind of an overview of PyTorch for neural networks, right? So if you get to work, if you do some deep learning and you require to do to use PyTorch, so this is me introducing you to the concept of PyTorch. All right. Thank you so much for listening. This is the end of it. Let me know how helpful this is for you. And if there's something like going to try out, feel free to let me know. If there's a particular library, Python library you're interested in, maybe you're an accountant or whatever, architect, and you're wondering if there's a package, a Python package, a Python library that works in your field, I can help you find that out and try to, even if I'm not able to use it perfectly, I can just, try to do an overview so to introduce you to the package, and so you can then take it deeper, right? If you have subscribed already, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, of course, you want to do that right away and hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. You also want to go further by becoming a member of this channel. Just click on join. You find 3 levels of membership that grants you several different special privileges, right? And of course, you don't want to forget to comment, like, and share this video so that more people can have access to the great content I have going on here. Till I come your way again, keep doing Python right. Bye.